Good day, everyone. My name is Shanique Hickinson, and I have the honor of being Rohan Headley's niece. To all of you gathered here today, family, friends, church family, colleagues, and all who knew and loved Uncle Ron, thank you for being here to celebrate his life. Today, I stand before you with a heart full of memories, sadness, and gratitude as I share a few words about the remarkable man we've come together to honor. Uncle Ron touched so many lives in ways both large and small, and while no words can fully capture the depth of who he was, I hope to honor his memory by sharing what he meant to our family and to all of us here today. Today, we are not gathered here simply to mourn a man. We're here to honor a force, a presence, a life that shaped so many others that its absence feels unreal. Today, we celebrate the life of Ron Anthony Headley, a son, a brother, an uncle, a protector, a provider, a builder, a mentor, a community man, and to many of us, a real life super saint. Ron was not just someone you knew, he was someone you felt. His presence was powerful, grounding, comforting. His power level was immeasurable. He was the type of man who didn't need to announce himself. When he entered a space, you simply felt safer, like Goku arriving just in time. When he spoke, people listened. When he showed up, things got done. His Kamehameha wasn't an energy blast. It was his work ethic, his integrity, his unstoppable determination to protect and provide. Ron was born on March 20th, 1977, to Kathleen Elizabeth Headley, my grandmother, and Burchell Denniston Headley. He was the fourth of seven children on his mother's side and the only son on his father's side, giving him a total of nine siblings. From early on, life positioned him as a protector, like Goku being sent to Earth with a mission he didn't fully understand yet, but would grow into naturally. He grew up in Whitehall, where he spent 15 formative years, his hyperbolic time chamber, if you will, before later settling in Golden Spring, his Capsule Corp, his home base. These communities didn't just raise him, they were shaped by him. He was a twin of Rosemary, and anyone who knew them knew how deep that bond ran. Like Goku moving in harmony, their connection was quiet but powerful. They didn't need many words. Understanding lived between them. They were two halves of the same soul. Their fusion was complete without even needing the Potara earrings. While people often say twins argue, Ron and Rosemary moved with grace and harmony, a mutual respect that never wavered, a power level perfectly balanced. Ron was a brother in every sense of the word, not just by blood, but by responsibility. He was a father figure, a guardian, a steady presence, the piccolo to his siblings' growth, training them through example. He didn't just belong to his immediate family, he belonged to everyone. His siblings include Kamita, Jillian, Joletta, Horace, Carl, Rashane, Sashane, and Unita, his Z Fighter team. And each of them felt his protection in their own way. He attended House of God Basic School, Swallowfield All Age, and Holy Trinity Secondary, where he excelled in technical drawing and drafting, earning awards that showcased his precision and skill. His version of training in the hyperbolic time chamber. He later attended Portmore Art Academy, where he mastered his trade as a plumber and was honored as trainee of the month. His own version of Master Roshi's training. Ron was really good at drawing. He could draw anything, and that skill became his secret weapon in plumbing work, allowing him to visualize and execute solutions others couldn't see. His first job was at Stevens Plumbing Service, where he honed his skills before going super sane and becoming self-employed. And when we say mastered, we mean it. Ron was not just a plumber, he was the plumber, a man of service, a proud plumber by trade. He worked with his hands and his heart. If Ron fixed something, it stayed fixed. No senzu being needed. If Ron said it was done right, you could trust it with certainty of a spirit bomb hitting its target. If Ron said he would help, he showed up. And if Ron couldn't fix it, no one could. He took great pride in his work and was known for doing things not for praise, but because excellence was simply who he was. He worked for all kinds of people across Jamaica, the Mafus, elite families, everyday folks, everyone and everybody said the same thing. Ron was someone you could leave in your house. He was trustworthy, solid, honorable. His word was his bond, stronger than Cullen's destructor disc. He worked tirelessly, sometimes too tirelessly, pushing past his limits like a saint after every battle. Many of us wished he would rest more, slow down, think about himself. But that wasn't who Ron was. He was a provider by nature, a breadwinner in the truest sense, gathering the Dragon Ball Z's of life, making sure bills were paid, food was on the table, and people were taken care of, often without ever being asked. Every morning, especially when his nieces and nephews were in school like me, he made sure they had lunch money. Most of his sister's kids, his nieces and nephews, would go to him from primary school all the way through high school. Almost every morning, his siblings and others would ask, and some mornings he would crumble and say, "Pass my pants," like Vegeta grumbling before helping Goku. But he always gave, always. He never said no. From as early as age 22, he carried that responsibility willingly. It was simply who he was. His say and pride wouldn't let him do otherwise. Ron was deeply family-oriented. He loved his nieces and nephews fiercely. Like me, Jovi, Tori, Sinise, Riandra, Kamaya, Moya, Akili, Ariana, Daniel, Jada, Kayla, Suwain, Kiona, Kidan, Ravoy, and many others. To them, he wasn't just Uncle Ron. He was protector, playmate, mentor, and hero, their own personal Gohan, strong yet gentle. Now here's where Ron was truly unique, and we can laugh about this with love. He especially loved babies, toddlers from ages 0 to 4. The way his face lit up around them said everything his power level would shoot through the roof with pure joy. He couldn't wait to get home and scoop them up, playing for hours, laughing until the house was loud with joy. But here's the thing, and this was peak Ron. Once they hit about 4 or 5 years old, his interest would fade like Goku getting bored with an opponent who couldn't keep up. He'd still be Uncle Ron, still protective, still present, but that magnetic pull, that childlike excitement, it would shift to the next new baby in the house. It was like he was collecting the early stages of childhood, the way some people collect Dragon Balls. Once you aged out, you were still valued, but the hunt moved on to the next toddler. It was hilarious, predictable, and somehow endearing, and that was just Ron. Forever young at heart, forever chasing that pure, uncomplicated joy that only babies could bring. He was also a joker, always teasing, always laughing, a real-life Gotenks with that playful energy. A prankster, a teaser, someone who would wind you up just to laugh, call you names, and just to see your reaction, and then turn around and be the first to help you when you needed it. It was playful, but never mean. His sisters called him Clara because he was always in the middle of their gossiping, listening, commenting, laughing. He had no shame in being present and being involved. He was family in the truest sense, deeply connected, deeply invested. When anyone visited, family, friends, cousins, they would surely be teased by Ron. That was his welcome, his love language, his way of saying you're home. He loved provoking the kids, stirring mischief, and keeping the house lively. Even as a boy, he was bold and unstoppable, moving through life like a sane who hadn't learned to sense danger yet. Sometimes he would sneak out of the yard in just his brief that his mother purposefully left him in. When that didn't work, his mother would tie him up to stop him, but he would ask his siblings to pull him, telling them he wanted to fetch mangoes or whatever fruit was in season, and never return in time to be tied up again, leaving them to be punished for him leaving the yard. Mischievous, fearless, unstoppable, his instant transmission out of trouble. That spirit stayed with him all his life. Yet beneath the jokes was discipline, structure, and deep care. He was fun, but he was firm, loving, but serious when it mattered. He could go from playful Goku to serious Goku in an instant. Ron was also manufacturing. He built things, he fixed things, he improved his surroundings, transforming the world around him like Bulma, building inventions. He turned rocky ground into concrete. He built a garbage bin for the neighborhood so people could dispose of waste properly. He helped people whose cars got stuck near our yard or who crashed. He rescued those in trouble, always showing up like Goku on the flying Nimbus. He turned his neighbor's zinc fence into a concrete wall without asking for compensation. And when renovations blocked a neighbor's usual path, Ron thoughtfully built steps through a yard to ensure they could still move freely, showing his generosity and willingness to help without expecting anything in return. His version of saving the world one act at a time. Ron had a way of turning every day into a blessing for others. He would often bring home breadfruit, mangoes, pears, apples, whatever was in season, and other goodies he received from his work, with his clients, not just for himself, but to share with family, friends, and anyone in the community who needed a little extra. Birthday cakes and ice cream were regular treats for his friends' children who would come to our house for lunch money too. His plumbing work also brought unexpected perks. The yard would be filled with used toilets, paste basins, and washing machine, which Ron would happily give away to anyone who could use them. His version of Capsule Corp surplus. His generous spirit made giving feel natural, joyful, and even a little funny. The kind of laughter that followed him everywhere. He went, like Krillin lightening the mood after a hard battle. Ron lived simply. He didn't care for fancy clothes, expensive things, or flashy lifestyle. He had no wife, no children of his own. He was like Goku in that way, emotionally simple, not complicated by romance, though he certainly admired women. And let's be honest, Ron was tall, dark, and handsome, the kind of handsome that could have had him chasing or being chased. But that wasn't his style. He could have been out there like Yamcha, trying to impress everyone, but instead he was more like Goku, completely oblivious to his own appeal, too focused on the mission to notice. He sure did admire women, appreciated their company, but he didn't chase deep romantic entanglements the way some men do. After work, Ron would visit older female friends, I knew of two, and he'd stay at their door for hours just watching TV, talking, existing in that comfortable, uncomplicated space. He loved sitting on the couch after a long day, watching cartoons, joking, teasing, laughing. That couch was his throne, and Everybody knew when Ron came home, you made space. Cartoons played constantly in the house. Dragon Ball Z, can you tell, was always on. Saturday mornings were sacred. Cartoons, laughter, and the familiar sight of Ron planted on his couch. Because, yes, that was his seat, and everyone knew it. And if you open the fridge looking for a snack, don't trouble his treats, but he could trouble yours. That was the rule. His pudding, his juice, his ice cream, those were sacred. But your snacks, fair game. He loved food, pudding, curry chicken, cheesecake, birthday cakes, mangoes, ice cream, juice, especially anything homemade. His favorite color was blue, fitting for someone whose spirit was as vast and deep as the ocean. He loved soul and gospel music, the kind of music that fed his soul the way food fed his body. A real creature of habit. Much like a saint who ate the same meal every day and found comfort in routine, in many ways he never really grew up. But in so many other ways, he was the most grown man we knew. He had a best friend. He had a best friend named Sean. His Krillin, his Vegeta, his Ride or Die. Together, they moved through life with that unspoken understanding, that brotherhood that didn't need grand gestures. Sean knew Rohan, really knew him, and that bond was sacred. Rohan was also a man who quietly carried responsibilities that many never even knew about. He took family and friends to and from the airport countless times over the years, never interested in going abroad himself, but always willing to make that trip for others. He saw the airport more times than most foreigners, not because he traveled, but because you could depend on him. That was Ron. Show up, be there, no questions asked. To his family, he was more than an uncle or brother. He was a pillar, a role model, a steady hand. To his nieces and nephews, he was a father figure, a mentor, a safe place. To his siblings, he was dependable and loyal. To his mother and twin sister, he was cherished and deeply loved. To all who knew him, he was a good man. And I say a good man. He was raised with values that stayed with him for life: humility, responsibility, kindness, and respect. Though he lived simply, his impact wasn't anything but small. But when danger appeared, Ron transformed entirely. Super Saiyan activated. There are real stories. Stories of him stepping in without hesitation, of him protecting his family when threats came too close, of him confronting danger head on. His aura flaring with protective energy. He was not violent, but he was fearless. My uncle, if someone threatened his family, he became immovable, reaching ultra instinct levels of focus. He was a shield, a wall, a guardian who powered up when it mattered most. There was an incident where two men with cutlasses pursued our neighbor's boyfriend, who ran straight into our house seeking safety. Ron acted without a second thought, faster than a Saiyan dodge. He closed the door, saving the head of his grandmother, who was nearby, and shielded everyone inside, including the neighbor's boyfriend. Then he stepped outside and chased the attackers away. His Kamehameha, of course, blasting them back, ensuring safety for everyone. In that moment, his instinct wasn't fear, it was duty. That was Ron. That was his final flash of protection. Ron was a man of discipline and principle who lived with intention, training his character like Goku trained his body. He did not drink, he did not smoke, he didn't live recklessly. He valued respect, he valued peace, he valued family. Ron was a man who loved God deeply, his own King Kai, guiding him from above. He attended Abundant Life Pentecostal Church and embraced his faith wholeheartedly. Though he eventually stopped attending regularly, his reverence for God and the values he lived by, kindness, honesty, and service to others, always shone through in the way he lived his life. His spirit bomb always charged with good energy. And yet, for all his strength, he had the heart of a child, pure like Goku's, untainted by ego or greed. He loved cartoons, especially Dragon Ball Z. Can you tell? Always powering up, always protecting the innocent, always stepping in when things got serious. His love for Dragon Ball Z wasn't just entertainment, it mirrored who he was, a warrior with a pure heart, fighting not for glory, but for those he loved. He even kept nunchakus in his drawer for years, a symbol of his playful, disciplined warrior spirit, his own power pole ready if needed. And beneath that calm exterior was someone powerful, focused, and prepared, a sane at rest, but never defenseless. Ron was also deeply loved by his mother and his twin sister. They cared for him tenderly, washing his clothes, tidying his room, setting his meals, making sure he was comfortable. Yup, they spoiled him. He was the apple of their eye, their pride, their boy, the man of the house, their Gohan, and despite all he gave, Ron was never asked for praise. He didn't seek attention. He lived quietly, humbly, faithfully. No need for a world martial arts tournament trophy, but the impact of his life speaks louder than words ever could. He was a king without a crown, a warrior without armor, super saiyan without needing to transform, a hero without applause. And yet his legacy is immense, a power level that cannot be measured. When he passed, the silence was loud. The phone calls didn't stop. And right now they still ring. People don't know what to do. They're calling, asking, grieving, because Ron was their go-to, their protector, their solution. The grief was shared by many, families, friends, clients, the community, everyone he touched. Everyone loved him dearly. All the babies in the house, all the nieces and nephews, everybody misses him and has taken his death hard. Even the community is in mourning. People spoke of him with love, respect, and gratitude. Because when someone like Ron leaves this world, you don't just lose a person, you lose a pillar. You lose your Super Saiyan. On November 17th, 2025, Rohan was called home. After spending 8 days in the hospital following a heart attack and later suffering a stroke while there, he fought with everything he had. And when I say fought, I mean fought. He was up in the hospital asking to use the bathroom, trying to push through. We were there, broken, watching him battle an enemy even a Saiyan couldn't push through. We did every research under the sun to help him fight for his life. We liaised with doctors, called every hospital in town, searching for solutions, for hope, for a miracle. But in his unstable condition, with the limited resources at the hospital he was in, there was only so much that could be done. And this is where I must pause and speak, not just about Ron, but about the system that failed him, that fails so many of us. Jamaica has only 18 cardiologists, 18 for a nation of nearly 3 million people. Kingston Public Hospital, where so many depend on care, has even fewer, perhaps only a handful, maybe just one interventional cardiologist. We need to do better as a country. We need more doctors. We need to encourage education to stop the brain drain that pulls our best and the brightest away. We need to learn the signs of a heart attack and know what to do immediately because time is everything. We need hospitals equipped to perform angiograms and other life-saving, less risky procedures that simply aren't available there. I encourage anyone facing heart issues to seek care at the Heart Institute or facilities that provide the best cardiac care available. But we must make these services more accessible and affordable to the public. Heart disease and related issues are amongst the leading causes of death in Jamaica. We cannot keep losing people this way. And to anyone listening, please listen to your bodies. Take care of them. Don't ignore the warning signs. Ron's death was unexpected and untimely. He shouldn't have been called home so soon. But his fight, his courage, even in those final days, that was pure Ron. That was his warrior spirit, refusing to give up. As we sit here today, I want us to remember something important. Someone is writing your eulogy right now. Not literally, but in the way you live. Ron's eulogy writes itself through the lives he touched, the people he protected, the love he gave freely. When your time comes, what will people say? What will they remember? How will they feel when your name is spoken? Ron's life gives us the answer. Live with integrity. Show up. Protect those you love. Give without counting the cost. Be the hero in someone else's story. Ron didn't know he was writing his eulogy every single day, but he was. And what a eulogy it is. But even in his passing, he continues to teach us, like King Kai training from the other world. He teaches us to show up, to protect what matters, to love deeply, to give without expecting, to live with integrity, to power up when life demands it. Ron Anthony Headley was not just a man, he was a standard. He was family. He was strength. He was love. He was our Goku, pure-hearted, unstoppable, forever young. And though his presence, his physical presence is gone, his spirit remains in the lives he touched, the people he protected, and the love he left behind, like a Kamehameha that never fades. He was our Peter Pan, our Goku, our Super Saiyan, our guardian, our hero. Today we carry him forward in every act of protection, every quiet sacrifice, every moment we choose strength over fear. There Ron powers up again. There his spirit goes Super Saiyan. And he will never ever be forgotten. His power level, it's over 9,000. Rest in power, Uncle Ron. Your fight is done and your legacy is eternal. Thank you.